Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. Today's unpopular opinion comes from the Starz TV series BMF, otherwise known as Black Mafia Family. And in this video, it will be my plan to analyze the character Charles and explain why I believe that Charles may have accidentally cheated. Now I know that fans of the show will take one look at this thumbnail and think that I must be crazy to try to justify what Charles did in his marriage. But just like with my other unpopular opinion videos, the longer I talk, the more sense it'll start making. So please, sit back, buckle up, and prepare to agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. Now the show BMF came out in 2021, and it tells the story of two brothers, Big Meech and Southwest T, while on their rise to power during the 1980s in Detroit, Michigan. So I just started watching this show about a month ago, but from what I've seen thus far, the show has amazing writing, acting, and set designs. So if you haven't seen BMF yet, then I highly advise that you do so. But for this video, I want to focus on Charles, who is the father of Big Meech and Southwest T. From the very start of the show, Charles is an old school father. He is very firm but fair, and he also believes in making the necessary sacrifices to ensure that his children become better than he could imagine. One could argue that Charles is the Ned Stark of BMF. But sadly, there were a number of challenges that Charles had faced in seasons 1 and 2 that caused him to stray away from the path of righteousness. First, Charles has to wrestle with the fact that his sons are resorting to a life of crime in order to make ends meet. Secondly, Charles is married to Lucille, who is only a Christian when it best suits her, but she constantly becomes a thorn in Charles' side because she fails to show him any respect or do what is needed to do to bring peace into his home. But lastly, Charles is forced to watch his family crumble apart while he is powerless to do anything to stop it. So it's safe to say that Brother Charles was a tad bit stressed, and in his hour of need, he resorted to utilizing unconventional methods of stress relief. Now unfortunately, if you've seen season 2 of BMF, then you know that Charles resorted in partaking in some extracurricular activities with Sister Mabel as a means of getting over his world of hurt. And some of you may consider Charles's actions to be full-fledged cheating, but I would definitely consider Charles's actions to be a simple case of accidental cheating. And naturally, some people will ask, what the hell is accidental cheating? Well, I'll tell you. In the dictionary, the word cheat is defined as to act dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain an advantage. And by that definition alone, Charles couldn't have cheated on Lucille because he did not act dishonestly or unfairly. When Charles told Lucille that he didn't cheat on her with the woman from church, he was being 100% honest. Lucille failed to do her due diligence in asking if Charles had ever cheated on her with somebody else. And in my opinion, Charles was being more than fair with Lucille. Throughout seasons 1 and 2, Lucille refrained from giving Charles what he needed to feel comfortable enough to give her that good old pickle tickle. And instead, Lucille made Charles feel like a hostage in his own house, which then caused him to seek comfort elsewhere. Now Charles and Sister Mabel had a friendship of sorts before this nasty business unfolded, and time after time again, Sister Mabel tested the boundaries of their friendship. Now I was very proud of Charles for resisting Sister Mabel's advances for as long as he could, because most men would have succumbed to the pressure. But it wasn't until Sister Mabel essentially assaulted Charles that he froze up and he was coerced into giving her that good old beef injection. Now to me, that's what I call accidental cheating. While the crime may have been committed, the intent was not there. And if you still believe that Charles definitely cheated on Lucille, then allow me to challenge your opinion. Is it really cheating if a brother only gets 10 pumps or less in with the side chick? I ask because I've encountered several women who do not count bad sexual experiences as a body count. So does the same logic apply to cheating? I mean, if a guy only lasts a few pumps, doesn't that mean that he only got to the CHEA and not the remaining TING? Kinda like how athletes play a game of horse? I don't know. That's just food for thought. But I want to cap off this unpopular opinion by reiterating that what Charles did was an accident. He didn't plan to fall for Sister Mabel or creep behind Lucille's back. Charles was a victim of emotional abuse at the hands of Lucille. And one could argue that if Lucille had followed the advice of Pastor Snoop, then Charles would have never been chased out of his own home, and he wouldn't have felt powerless to stop Mabel's advances. But that's just my opinion, and I would like to know what you all think about it. Do you agree that Charles may have cheated accidentally, or do you feel that Charles is a bona fide cheater? Leave all comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.